So good morning, my dear grade 8 students. Okay, good morning class, good morning everyone. So before we start, may I request everyone to please stand up for our opening prayer. Okay, please rise up. Okay. Okay, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, so before you settle down, class, please, I want you all to please align your chair properly, or align your chairs properly, and then pick up some pieces of trash that are scattered around in your area. Yes. Okay. And put it inside in your pocket so that you can throw it away on the garbage properly after our class. Okay. So I can see now that everyone are well organized and well cleaned. So you may now settle down. Okay, so first, before we start our discussion, no, let's have an attendance first. Okay, so when I call your name, say present and raise your hand. Okay, so Miss Damiles, okay, present. Miss Olores, Miss Alchina, Miss Alchina present. Okay, I can see that Miss Alchina is present. How about Mr. Gian? Okay, Miss Emma, Miss Nadine. Okay, very good. There is no absent for today's discussion, no? Okay, very good. So, how is everybody doing today? Okay, Miss Emma is fine. So she is well excited for our discussion today, no? How about you, Miss Sophia? Okay, you are also excited for our discussion, and I assume that everybody are well excited for our discussion today. Okay. So before we formally begin our class discussion today, class, I prepare here first a mini activity for our discussion. Okay, so I prepare here an activity that I would call it as a that it is entitled Would You Rather. Okay, so is anybody familiar with this game called Would You Rather? Okay, I can see that everyone are familiar with this game. No, would you rather? So in this game, I will present a one scenario lang for this mini activity, and you class will choose. For example, you will choose to be strong rather than to be for example, like you would choose to tell the truth. Would you rather tell the truth, or would you rather protect your friend who consistently lying? Okay, so is everyone ready? Okay, so is everyone, I can see now that everyone are ready for this activity. So I just want to know the different perspectives, the different opinions of you class. Okay. Okay, so now let's begin with our let's begin with our first with our only one scenario. Okay, our only one scenario is, would you rather tell the truth or protect your friend who lie? Okay, so I will give you 1 minute to think about the question and also to prepare your opinions or your statements. Okay, so time is up. Okay, so who wants to answer first? Okay, Miss Damiles, since you are racing, so why did you choose A over B? Okay, you chose A because you believe that honesty is the best policy. Okay, very good. How about you, Mr. John? Okay, so why did you also choose A? Same answer, no, same choice of Miss Sophia. Okay, you also chose A because you believe that honesty builds trust. Okay, very good. So anyone else? Okay, so how about you, Mr. Gian? Okay, so what is your answer? So you answer letter B. Okay, this is a different one. Okay, so why did you answer letter B? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, you wanted no, you what? Oh, okay. Mr. Gian said that he didn't want to hurt her friend, so that's why he protected her his friend who consistently lying. But remember, guys, that but remember, class, that even if we are in the middle of situation between choosing the two things, whether it is good or it is bad, the best thing to do is always choose the good one. Okay, and from this situation, we already know that speaking truth or telling truth is one of the best and right thing to do. So I also understand Mr. Gian concerns, no, because we didn't want to hurt the people that we care and we love. So anyone else? Oh, none so far. Okay, so you may now settle down, class. Okay, thank you for sharing your opinions and statements. So I can see now that some of you wanted to protect your friends or for the people you love. It's believing that just like what Miss Sophia said, no, that honesty is the best policy, and it is speaking honest, it is the least thing that we could do as a human. Okay, so very good. Alright, thank you everyone. Okay, so before we start our discussion today, I have here an objectives or the goal of today's discussion. No? So at the end of the lesson, of course, at the end of the lesson, the students or you should be able to first identify the major literary elements in the monkey and the crocodile, which will be our topic later on. The second one, analyze how the character's decision influenced the outcome of the story. And the third one, relate the moral lessons to real-life situations through a collaborative activity. So from our entire discussion, I expect everyone to to be engaged and also to have an interaction between me as your teacher and between me as your teacher and you as my student. So I hope that everyone will get the class will get along to the class, because I also prepare here some activities and some questions that also requires interactions, like just like speaking here in front, sharing your opinions, and also collaborative activity that requires teamwork, and those activities will be done today. Okay, so any questions? Okay, very good. So our topic yesterday is all about literature, no? It is a book, a novels, and a poems that consist longer text. Literary, it is not just only about reading, but it also helps us to think critically and also develop our empathy, because the authors wanted us to reflect the same experiences. So that's what we tackled yesterday. And for now, our discussion, it is also about literature, but in a different way lang. So I have here one question for you, class. So since when you were a young, when for example, like when you were a young, it's either in elementary, high school, or up until now. So does your parents tell you some stories, myths, some stories like folk tales, just like that? So does your parents told you about stories? Okay, if you want to answer, please raise your hand. Okay, so Miss Emma. Okay, so your parents told you about okay. Your parents told you about fairy tales and princesses. Okay, that's very good. How about you, Mr. Gian? Okay, your parents also told you about giants and enchanted stories. Okay, very good. That is also one of the example in literature. Okay, how about you, Miss Joanna? Okay, you are I can see that you are raising your brows. Okay. Okay, your parents told you about animals that can talk. Okay, basically cartoons, no? Okay. So those stories class that you told me is one also of the examples of folktale. So first, our discussion is all about folktale. So when we're talking about folktale, meaning it is a traditional story that passed down from one generation to another, usually through oral storytelling. So it reflects the beliefs, customs, and values of a culture and often teaches a moral lesson. So that is folktale. So can anyone give me an example of folktale? Okay, Miss Alchina. So can you give me one example of folktales? Okay, Cinderella. Okay, Cinderella is one of the common folk tales that up until now, no, even though it has a different version, no, but still Cinderella is famous up until now. Okay, so how about Miss Nadine? Okay, so what folk tales did your parents told you? Okay, your parents told you about the Okay, the lion and the mouse. Okay, everyone. So, those Miss Alchina and Miss Nadine told gives answers are also one of the common folk tales that up until now are very common, no? So that are very common. So now, in folk tales, we also have here elements. So the elements of folk tales consist characters. Okay, read along with me. Characters, setting, okay, plot, conflict, theme, moral lesson, mood, tone, point of view, symbolism, and resolution. So when we're talking about characters, meaning these are the people, no? It could be animals or individual beings who take part in the story. And when we're talking about setting, of course, setting, it is widely known as the place, time where the story happens. And for the third one, we have here plot. So it is the sequence of events that make up the story from beginning to end. So plot, it also has an beginning or introduction, rising action, climax where it is the peak of the story where the problem arise, and falling action, and then resolution. So conflict, just like what I have said no earlier, it is the main problem or struggle faced by the characters in the story. And then theme, of course, it is the central message or main idea that the author wants the readers to understand. So just like what we have read yesterday now about literature entitled The Mass by Francisco Abellana, no? So the theme of the message is all about grief, sadness, and hopelessness. Okay. And for the moral lesson, of course, these are the lesson or value that the story teaches about life or behavior. So these are the lessons that we can get throughout the story. Okay, of course, the mood. So of course, from the word mood, so it is the feeling or emotion that the story creates in the reader. Of course, the tone also, it is the author's attitude or feeling toward the subject or characters. It means it is the tone of the sentences. Okay. And the point of view, it is also the perspective from which the story is told. So it could be the first person, the second person point of view, the third person, and so on and so forth. So of course, the second to the last is the symbolism. So symbolism, it is the use of objects, characters, or events to represent deeper meanings or ideas. So just like what we have read yesterday, no, about the Maths by Francisco Abellana. So from the entire story, the symbolism on the story is the maths like ang hapin. Okay. And then the resolution, of course, it is the part of the story where the conflict is being solved, or it is being processed, or it comes to an end. Okay, so does anyone have any question regarding from our short discussion for today's lesson? Okay, so it's all about folktale and also the elements of the folktale. So I assume now that most of the elements in the folktale are quite very common to you, no? To all of you. Okay, I can see that everyone are nodding. Okay, it means that everyone understands it and everyone gets it. Okay, so now that we are done talking about our main topic today. So now I present or I prepared here a short story about a folk tale about under in folktale. So it is entitled Everyone, the Monkey and the Crocodile, an Indian folktale. So I prepared here some soft copies now for you class to read it silently. So as I pass this short copy, I will give you class 5 minutes to read silently in your chairs, and for reminders, I want you to take the important and for some for reminders, I want you class to take the important details inside the story, because I prepared here series of questions that are also related inside the story. So as I hand the soft copy to you, so you can start reading silently in your chairs. Okay, so Miss Sophia, okay, this is your copy. Okay, thank you. Miss Emma, okay. Okay, Mr. Gian, okay. And Joanna, okay. Nadine and Alchina, okay. It's your copy. Okay, so timer starts now. Okay, time is up. Okay, so is everyone done reading? Okay, so I can see that everyone are done reading the short story. Okay, so now I presented here a series of questions that are also related in the story that you have read. Okay, so I will be calling, or if you want to volunteer to answer, kindly please raise your right hand to if you want to answer. Okay, so for our first question, okay, who are the main characters in the story? Okay, so Miss Sophia, okay, you're raising your hand. Okay, very good. So the main characters in the story is the monkey and the crocodile. So let's have 3 claps for Miss Sophia. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next question, where did the monkey live? Okay, so any volunteer? Okay, Mr. or I can see Miss Emma. Okay, so where did the monkey live for you, Miss Emma? Okay, the monkey lives on a mango tree beside the river. Okay, just like what Miss Sophia said. Let's have 3 claps for Miss Emma. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, for number 3, why did the crocodile invite the monkey to choose the river to cross the river? Okay, Mr. Gian, you're smiling. Okay, so the answer is to trick him and take him to his wife. Okay, let's have 3 claps for Mr. Gian. 1, 2, 3. Okay, for number 4, why did the crocodile betray monkey's trust? Okay, Miss Alchina. Okay, very good. Because he wanted to satisfy his wife's request, even though it meant betraying his friend. Okay, so let's give Miss Alchina 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for our last question, so any volunteer? Okay, Miss Joanna. So what character trait helped the monkey to escape? Okay, the answer is his wisdom, quick thinking, and presence of mind. So let's give Ate Joanna 3 claps. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you everyone for participating into our trivia game. So I called it trivia game because most of the questions are inside the story, and it requires memorization. And let's have a round of applause for everyone who participated in the activity. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay, you may now settle down. Okay, so for our next activity is I required everyone to get one whole sheet of paper. Okay, so does everyone have already their one whole sheet of paper? Okay, I can see that everyone are having their one whole sheet of paper. So now I will be presenting a story map, no? So it requires introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and then resolution of the story. So It is also based on the story that you have read, guys, no? So I will not yet collect the story copy that I have been providing to you, class, so that you will have a guide in the story, because you will be also using it for our activity today. So now I will be presenting here a story map, no, that consists on introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, and then resolution of the story. That is also based on the copies that you have there. Okay, so I will give you 10 to 15 minutes to complete this story map, and I will collect the paper once all of you are done answering. Okay, so is it understandable? Any questions, clarifications for this activity, the instructions? Okay, so I can see now that there are no hands that are raising, so it means that everyone gets it. Okay, so if you class have any questions or further questions regarding the instructions or clarifications in this activity, you can approach me directly. Okay. Okay, so timer starts now. Okay, I will give all of you 10 to 15 minutes to complete it. So time is up. Pass your paper here in front. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, you may now settle down, class. Okay, so for the entire discussion, no, for a quick remembering for our entire discussion, or for the discussion that I have been discussing with you earlier, class. So who can give me the list 5 elements of the elements in the folktale? So if you want to answer, you can raise your right hand. Okay, so Mr. Gian. Okay. Okay, first, okay, characters. Second, okay, setting. The third one is, okay, plot. And fourth is, what? What is number 4? Okay. Number 4 is, what? Okay, so you have Mr. Gian, you have here characters. You mentioned characters. It is check. Setting, check. Plot, of course, check. Fourth is, okay, the problem. Okay, what do you call the problem in the story? Okay, very good, Mr. Gian. It is, okay, conflict. And number 5, okay, the last elements, okay, is, okay, so it is the central message. Okay, very good. It is a theme. Okay, let's have 5 claps for Mr. Gian. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you may now settle down, Mr. Gian. Answers. Who can give me the remaining elements that Mr. Gian did not have mentioned earlier, since I only asked 5. So what are the rest elements in the folktale? Okay, Miss Alchina. Okay, we have, okay, very good, moral lesson. The second one we have, okay, the mood, the tone, point of view, symbolism, and resolution. So total, we have here 11 elements of folk tales. Okay, so just like Mr. Gian, let's give 5 claps for Miss Alchina. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now you may now settle down, Miss Alchina. Okay, so for the second question, okay, so what lesson did you learn from the monkey and the crocodile? So who can give me their answers or their opinions? Okay, Miss Nadine. Okay, so what is your answer in this question? Okay, you are raising your hand. Okay, please stand up. Okay, the story teaches you to be, or teaches us to be, wise. Okay, think carefully before making decisions and not easily trust others. Okay, very good. So let's have 5 claps for Miss Nadine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's have a round of applause to everyone who participated into our activity. Okay. Okay, so now that we have learned about the moral lesson that we can gain in the story that we have read together, that you have read class earlier about the monkey and the crocodile. So now let's apply these lessons that we gained through our real life situations. No, so here I will divide the class into 5 groups. So this would be the group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and then the last line there, the last row there would be the entire group 5. Okay, so for the group 1, so I will so each of the groups has different situations, no. So for the group 1, your situation will be the cheating friend. Okay, so I will present later on the scenario, no. So for now, your expected scenario is the cheating friend. So you may now discuss, no, who would be the characters, and so on and so forth. So how would you handle this situation, the cheating friend? Okay, so focus. It could be during examination, or any situation that has cheating. Okay. So for the group 2, so your situation would be a stranger online. Okay, so some for the scenario there is that someone you don't know sends you a friend request and asks for your personal information. Okay, so you may now start discussing, no, into your group mates, no, into your group mates about who would be the characters and so on and so forth. So for the group 3, peer pressure, no, so your friends invite you to skip class and go to the mall instead. So that is your situation, group 3. And for group 4, lost wallet. Okay, so you find a wallet with money on the school grounds. So what would you do? Okay, and group 5, the last row there in the back, at the back. So your topic is all about group project. So your scenario would be your group has a project due tomorrow, but one member refuses to help. So what would you do? Okay, so any questions regarding? I will also present the criteria later on. Okay, so does anyone have any clarifications for the instructions? Okay, so thank you, Miss Emma, for asking. No, so the minimum of role playing should be 2 to 3 minutes lang. Okay, so that's the shorter version. So 2 to 3 minutes lang, and emphasize how just focus on how would you deal with each of these situations. Yes, I will now present this scenario, no, on the screen. So you may now start, everyone. So I will give you maximum of 20 minutes to prepare, no, to prepare your selves in presenting here in front. And of course each group will prepare a 1/4 sheet of paper and put the names of the members there for me to sign the score. So you may now start, everyone. Okay, thank you everyone for participating into our role playing. So I can see now that everyone has a talent to be on a TV someday. No, some of you, most of you have a very good actresses and actors. Okay, I did not expect it from you. From 20 minutes only, you were able, class, to deliver it very well, and you also emphasizes, no, the lesson that we gained in the story about the monkey and the crocodile, and you class able to apply it in today's activity, which is the role playing. So let's have a round of applause to everyone. Okay, let's clap ourselves, okay, for successfully presenting our role playing activity. So for our exit class, okay, so I want you to get some 1/4 sheet of paper again and answer this question. Okay, so for your exit ticket, no, so what is one lesson from the monkey and the crocodile that you can apply in your life? Okay, explain it in 2 to 3 sentences, and after that pass it to me. So I will give you 3 minutes to answer this. For our assignment class, I want you to find another Asian folktale and write its title. Then identify its character, setting, conflict, and moral lesson, the story that you have chosen. And then prepared to share your answers in the next class. Okay, so write your answers here in short bond paper only. Okay, yes. So that's it for our assignment. Okay. Any questions, clarifications? So that would be all, everyone. Thank you for participating into our discussion today, and see you on our next meeting.